gadgets have just changed everything. Because I didn't have a car that time. So you can imagine you're going to, because she started in the beginning. At the beginning, you're going to sleep and you've alerted your neighbor who has a car that, hey, I come knocking at ungodly hours, please. And then, of course, there are a few parks around there, so you call the taxi guys. But you can't take their numbers because they're not numbers. Nowadays, you take someone's number and you call, right? So you just like play, and when the contraction started, it was around midnight. So between midnight and 4 a.m., we were debating, should we, or shouldn't we, or whatever. But eventually at 4:30 a.m., I said, no, this is too much. So there's no one to call at that time. So you have to go out. So that's one thing that has really changed in terms of that. We don't have so many 24 hours clubs and bars like there were before. So the taxi guys are the way to go. Right? And I think the matatus nowadays, they start work quite early. By 4 a.m. they're already on the road. Those days it was maybe 5:30. They would be on the road and that kind of thing. The other thing again which has changed a lot is let's say the way we view each other nowadays. Almost every other person has a car, so it's very easy to get transport, even feeding your neighbors and your side. So you know by the time you're going to sleep, you've already planned. In fact, I think when Lisa was being born 5 years later, we already had a car. So it was much easier.
The question I have to ask is, what are the literary influences to get to this? Like, what are the people who have made you want to to produce something like this?
Okay. Of course, being a teacher, I'm very connected to my students, and I always feel that that particular richness is just akin to a parent and their child, right? But we don't tell those stories. And each time a child comes and is your student and moves on, kind of realize, oh, there's something, there's a part of you they've gone with, and there's a part of them that left with you. Now, if you don't tell that story, then it becomes so much later when I started seeing my students now grow older. Kind of, I'm just saying, this guy was just in standard one the other day. Now he's in uni, kind of. And I would remember certain things about them. I said, no, if I don't document some of these stories, they'll just go like that. In fact, I was talking to my dentist, Dr. Masiga, and his father is a teacher. And he was telling me that his father is almost 90 years old. Tell me, this guy remembers the names of his students 70 years ago, but does not remember he does not remember things that happened 70 minutes ago. Kind of that kind of thing. And he says his father can rattle, about his classes that he taught 70 years ago. He remembers that. And I've reached that age where sometimes it's funny. I met one of my former students, and I called him by both his names. And he was like, sir, you remember me? I said, yeah, very well. But the ones that I'm teaching currently, recently, is like, okay, I remember one name. So anyway, the point is that connection, that bond, I just feel it has to be documented. It needs to be celebrated, documented. It needs to be shared because it's so ordinary that it becomes extraordinary, right? The power in it is ordinariness, kind of right. And if the child were to tell them from the point of view, it would be different. Some of the stories, I think, I don't know if it's in this book. It's this. Some of my students who have come to remind me, sir, do you remember this? And I'm like, no, I can't remember. But I can't forget. Kind of right. Same thing. One of the stories is about my teachers and the impact he had in me when I expected to be punished and he didn't punish me. He doesn't remember. But I told him I can't forget. I can't forget because to me it was so powerful. To him it was so ordinary, right? It was life-changing for me. To him it was just like he was just doing his job of being a good teacher and impactful to a young person. So both ways, some of the things I've done to my students, I don't remember. They don't forget. They come and remind me. let's start that process.